Time now for The Real Estate Connection with Stephen Theard, a realtor and certified probate and real estate specialist. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or a seasoned investor looking to downsize, move up, or refinance, this program is for you.
Our house in the middle of our street.
From probate sales to landscape design to home repairs and maintenance, this is your weekly look into all things real estate. Now your host for The Real Estate Connection, Stephen Theard.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of The Real Estate Connection with your host and podcast host, Stephen Theard. Hey, I got a little bit off. Hey, today is our Veterans Day special. That's right, this Friday is Veterans Day on this rainy election day. It's all things United States of America. That's right. Our constitutional republic is exercising its authority of we the people to choose our elected representatives to represent us in local government, from the dog catcher to the tax collector to the city councilman, the county supervisors, all the way up to state senators for your representatives in the state, and for representation in the House of Representatives for your state, all the way up to the U.S. Congress and the United States Senate. That's right. We are Americans, and we are doing what Americans do, and that is vote. That's right, vote. We are voting today, and we are celebrating our veterans. And with that being said, we are talking about one of the most powerful tools that will be available, that is available right now in this season that we are living through right now in real estate. It's one of the giant killers out there for buyers. And this benefit is for our war fighters, our vets who have served our nation, and for current service members and current war fighters that are out there defending our nation, our freedom, and the Constitution. So this show is for you, and a great big round of applause for all of those who served in the U.S. military, National Guard, Coast Guard, all the guards, and the U.S. Space Force. All right, if you're new to the show and you're joining me, welcome. This is the Real Estate Connection, hosted by yours truly, Stephen Theard, a broker with Good Patriot Realty. A salute to home ownership. And if you're new to the show and you want to not miss any episodes, go ahead and contact me at info. Send me an email at info@realestateconnectionradio.com. That's info@realestateconnectionradio.com. And we'll make sure you don't miss any more shows. Or you can just go to Apple Podcasts. That's right, Apple Podcasts. Look for the Real Estate Connection. Search for in the business section, just type in the Real Estate Connection. I'll pop right on up. You'll see the logo, the blue square with the gentleman in the cowboy hat, and you can just subscribe right there, and I'd be happy to have you join the team. All right, so without any further ado, let's get started. So right now, in the real estate market, we're dealing with high interest rates, right? And in the past, we were dealing with a super hot on fire real estate market. How hot was it? It was roasting hot. Okay. But those times have now come to a close, and real estate has tapered off. Interest rates have been going up. We're dealing with inflation. People don't have as much discretionary income to use as they had in the past. During the pandemic, people weren't spending money. A lot of people were still in their jobs. I know a lot of people lost their jobs and lost their livelihoods in their small businesses, but there was still a great deal of people that were still working through the pandemic remotely. And there was a lot of disposable income. Interest rates were incredibly low, and people were buying houses like crazy. And so back then, um, there were certain loan products that were in the market that weren't as desirable for sellers. Sellers were spoiled. They're looking for all cash offers, bidding way over the asking amount, waiving all contingencies, um, and just wanting really big down payments. But the market is completely shifted in another direction. We have a lot more buyers being priced out of the market because interest rates have been rising. Inflation is up, so there's not as much disposable income. So what does that mean for the title of this show? The power of the power of the veteran and the VA loan. Why is that so important? Well, with a VA-backed loan is basically a benefit that only U.S. service members have, veterans, and that benefit is available to them at a discount. And I don't mean that they're buying the benefit. They have absolutely earned this benefit from serving our nation. However, the terms of a VA loan are better in most cases than private money lending. Now, I went out before the show and just did a quick search of VA loan 30-year fixed rates versus private money, private lenders. We're talking about banks, mortgage companies, all of the big guys out there. They are lower. They are absolutely lower. The rates are lower, and there's some other benefits. So we're going to go through, for all you veterans, this program is for you. We're going to talk about the power that you have in your hand for a VA loan. We're going to walk through how it works. All right, so what is a VA-backed loan? A VA-backed loan is a loan issued by a private lender that the Veterans Administration guarantees a portion of in case the borrower defaults or stops paying the loan. So basically what that says is the Veterans Administration, the U.S. government says, hey, we're going to back this loan with the power of the U.S. Treasury to make sure that if you lender don't get paid, we're going to make sure that you get paid if somebody defaults on this loan. So the bank has the federal government to limit the amount of loss the bank would suffer if the borrower or the veteran should stop paying. This is less risk for the lender, so the private bank may give a veteran better terms on the loan. So veterans, hear me now. Before, in this market, right, with some of the terms that you were coming through with maybe a VA benefit, it may have been difficult because there's so much competition. But now that competition has waned, you have an opportunity to hit the market at an advantage over everybody else. Okay, this puts you in a really good condition. So what types of loans does the VA offer? The VA offers four types of loans. A home purchase loan, which, like I said, has better terms than a private bank. Super important during these times of higher interest rates. They also have what's called a Native American direct loan program. And this is for Native American veterans or wives of Native American veterans. And then they also have an interest rate reduction refinance loan. And that is for you to refinance a VA loan to a lower or more stable rate that you may have right now. So for instance, you got into a VA loan that had a very high interest rate or was an adjustable rate, and you want to refinance to a better rate, this program is for you. And they also have what's called cash out refinance. And that's if you have lots of equity built up in your property and you want to take equity out of your home to consolidate bills or pay for school. Now, I will absolutely say that you should never, ever, ever use your home equity as a piggy bank. You don't want to take the money out to do whatever you want, like buy boats, trips, cars, things of that nature. Now, if you're going to invest the money, then that's okay. If you're taking out the money on a home equity line of credit and you're going to invest it into yourself through school, where there's going to be a return on your investment, or you're going to invest it into maybe putting a down payment on another home, then those scenarios are absolutely okay. But if you're just taking money out of your house to pay down debt, then I say bite the bullet, cut back your spending, put a budget together, create a plan to pay down your debt over time. Do not use your home equity to do that. That's something that creates wealth, and you don't want to be pulling from the wealth of your family or your future generations as you do it. Now, who is eligible for this VA loan? So a person who holds a certificate of eligibility, a piece of paper, whoever holds this certificate of eligibility can use a VA loan. Now, who can get a certificate of eligibility, you may be asking, and here's the answer to that question. Service members with 90 consecutive days of active service per the VA website can obtain a certificate of eligibility to use for your VA loan benefit. All right, who else qualifies to obtain a certificate of eligibility? Veterans who meet minimum active duty service requirements. So again, veterans, thank you for your service. You've earned this benefit. If you're not sure whether you qualify based on your particular past active duty, I will say that you should go to the va.gov website under VA loans and look up for your service and the period when you served as to what minimum requirements are required for you. Okay, so that's what I'm going to say about that. Also, National Guard members who meet minimum service requirements, reserves, so if you're in the reserves of any branch of the military, reserve members who meet minimum service requirements, and surviving spouses of veterans or a spouse of a veteran who is missing in action or a prisoner of war, so MIA or POW. So your next question obviously should be is, Stephen, how do I get this certificate of eligibility if I am a veteran and I qualify? Well, you can apply through the e-benefits page of the va.gov website. The site will walk you through all of the required paperwork in order for you to obtain your certificate of eligibility. If you have further questions, please call the VA at 877-827-3702. Now, these are the nuts and bolts of how to get your certificate of eligibility and for veterans who qualify. And you need to pay attention to that because veterans, this is a fantastic benefit during this time in our real estate history in the United States of America. We are experiencing a recession, but none like we've ever seen before. Unemployment rates are still very low. Inflation is high. However, the market is not crashing because there's so much equity in it. Buyers have pulled away from the market because they think 2009 is happening again. And sellers are saying, I have way too much equity and I'm not going to drop my housing prices 50% and create this crash that you're looking for. It's just not going to happen. So what's happening is buyers are holding off. So what are the advantages to you if you are a veteran and you do want to use your VA benefit? One of the biggest advantages out there is no down payment subject to the appraisal. What does that mean, Stephen? No down payment subject to the appraisal. Well, if you write an offer for a house, say for $750,000, right? You would have no down payment on that loan. There are some limits on how big of a loan you can get, and we'll get to that. But if the house appraises for that $750,000, then you have no down payment. Zero down. Okay? That is a game changer because you don't have to save up a massive down payment in order to get into a house, right? And the environment that we're in now, where sellers are fighting and grasping for buyers to come walking through the door, this is the perfect environment to use your VA benefit because sellers just want a buyer that's going to close escrow. They don't have the luxury anymore of looking for all this cash down. In certain marketplaces, that may not necessarily be true, but the environment has shifted. All right, better rates in terms from most private lenders. Like I said, before I got on the air today to do this show, I did look to see what the rates were in regards to VA loans 30-year fixed. And I can tell you the evidence says that they are lower than private money lending. So that gives you a leg up. You can borrow more money and have a smaller down payment than the average Joe. Okay. In order for the average Joe, he has to do a few things in order to get down to where you're starting from. So that's absolutely excellent. You can also borrow up to the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac loan limit without a down payment. Now that gets back to the limitations that I was talking about. There are limitations to what we call a conforming rate, which means it conforms to Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. Based on the area of the country that you are buying in, the loan limits are different. So for people in Northern California, for Santa Clara County and San Benito County, the loan limit is $970,800. You can absolutely get into a house right now somewhere in this county for $970,800, whether it's a condo or whatever. All right. And we're going to get to those details as well. The beautiful thing is with the market slowing down and less competition, this is a great time to use the benefit, and there's no PMI. Now, if you're new to home buying, you're going to say, what is PMI? PMI is private mortgage insurance, and it's usually an additional cost to the loan when you are not putting down at least 20% of a down payment. So on top of being able to put zero money down, get a lower interest rate, you also have no private mortgage insurance. That's an additional cost that you would have even if you're using another loan product where you're only putting maybe 5% down or 3.5% down. You're going to have this additional cost that you don't have with a VA. That's a huge cost savings to you, on top of not having a bunch of cash to put money down and having a lower interest rate. Also, there are fewer closing costs with a VA loan than a private lender would charge you. I'm not going to get into the details. If you want to get some questions asked specifically about what those are, give me a call at 408-472-0817. Again, 408-472-0817. And I'd be happy to walk you through it, and we can work together to talk about your specific fact pattern. All right. Now, you're asking me, great, that's fantastic, but what can I buy with this VA loan? It's like, I got this credit card. I know it's not good everywhere, but what can I buy with this thing? All right. Once you have your certificate of eligibility and you're ready to rock and roll and you want to buy something, these are the things that you can buy. You can buy a single family home up to 4. I said 4, up to 4 units. So you can buy a single family residence, a duplex, a triplex, or a fourplex. So what does that mean? The government is actually assisting you in investing. You could buy a duplex and live on one side and rent out the other. Boom, instantaneous investor, right? You keep that property and then maybe sell it and buy a triplex or a fourplex. You're a real estate investor. You're a real estate tycoon right out of the gate. And the federal government, based on your service to this nation, your earned benefit is allowing you to walk into real estate investing right through the front gate, right off the bat. All right, what else can you buy? You can buy a condo as long as the VA has approved the complex. So what happens is a condo complex gets built, it submits itself to the Veterans Administration or to Fair Housing Administration, FHA, and they approve the project. If the project's approved, then loans either through the VA benefit program or FHA benefit program can be taken out on these condo complexes. So if you are thinking about buying a condo, please call a real estate professional, aka Stephen, at 408-472-0817. Again, 408-472-0817. And we can check to see if the condo that you're looking at, if the complex itself is approved as a VA complex. All right. You can also buy a home and improve it, which means you can use these loan funds based on what I've read to make home improvements on the property as part of, I believe, the purchase. Don't quote me on that. Again, if you have specific questions about that, contact me directly and we can work through these details. You can buy a manufactured home, i.e. a mobile home, or a lot to put your mobile home on. You can also build a home. I know I have friends that are located in Alabama and they're thinking about buying land to build on. And some parts of the country, it's easier than others to be able to buy land and build onto. I know in California it can be daunting and difficult because of the regulatory environment here, but in other parts of the United States of America, you can actually buy a house, actually buy land, and buy with the land. You talk to a builder at the same time, and they will tell you how much it will cost to build, and they will cost it all out into one lump sum, and they'll give you plans and all the upgrades and everything, and you just custom make this thing right from the get-go. So you can buy land with a VA benefit and build a home on it. You can make changes to an existing loan or add new features to make the you can make changes to an existing home and add new features to make the home energy efficient. So you can do that with a VA benefit, and you can use the loan for first-time home buyer purchases, and you can use this VA benefit again and again. And this is how it works. You buy your home with a VA loan, okay? And then you decide, hey, it's time to move up. I want to buy a bigger house. I've got a bunch of equity. I've been doing well in my career. My family's growing. I want to use this VA benefit again. You sell your house, pay off the loan once the house is closed, and then you can use the benefit again on the next house. So it's not a benefit that's only usable one time, which is huge. It's absolutely huge. It's a game changer, like I said, especially in this environment that we're dealing with right now. Veterans, you have power. You have lots and lots of power, okay? And then you can use the benefit again to sell or refinance the home you purchased with a VA benefit-backed loan. So, for instance, if the rates come down and you want to refinance, you can use your VA benefit to refinance the loan that you have that's already been pulled out with that you've already used to purchase your home with the VA benefit. So, timing is perfect for VA-backed loans. One, you earned it. All right, you absolutely earned it. Again, thank you for your service. A round of applause. We can't thank you enough. Also, less buyers in the market equal less competition. Sellers just want someone who can close escrow. So if their house has been sitting for 30 days and you walk in the front door, pre-approved, ready to go, they know you're going to close escrow. You're a veteran. You've served the nation and you're using your VA benefit. Who doesn't want to help a veteran out, especially when you're going to get paid? You're going to get the money that you're looking for your house because the veteran can afford it because his interest rate is lower than the average guy. Also, with the change in this environment, this is the plum. This is the absolute jewel. This is the goose that laid the golden egg. You're starting at a lower interest rate than everybody else. But with the way the market is, you can ask a seller to pay a point or maybe 2 points, credit back to you as part of closing costs to buy down the interest rate even lower. You can use the power of the offer to ask the seller to give you a point as a credit to buy your interest rate down from what it's stated. So for instance, just as an example, I'm not a lender, I'm not quoting rates for whoever may be listening. If the rate for a 30-year fixed VA loan is 6.5%, and you want to get it down to whatever a point will buy you, you take 1% of the loan amount that you're going to borrow and apply it, give it to the bank in cash, and they will they will reduce your interest rate down for a fixed amount of time for 30 years, right? So you're starting ahead of the game. You're in an environment where you can ask for concessions like this, which even puts you further ahead of the game, which makes you able to buy more house and have a lower payment than everybody else in the marketplace. Like I said, the VA loan is powerful. It's power. It's power. And you have the power. You are powerful on the battlefield. You are a powerful warfighter. You are powerful serving the United States of America. And this is a powerful benefit that you have to use in this season of real estate. This is a season of real estate that won't last forever. Now's the time to cash in that benefit. And if you have any questions about it, call me 408-472-0817. Again, 408-472-0817. Again, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your service. The military, the U.S. Army, U.S. Navy, the U.S. Air Force, the Marines, the Coast Guard, the U.S. Space Force, our National Guard, our full-time military service members and war fighters, our reservists, all those who serve our nation, a big round of applause and a thank you for your sacrifice that you've made for our country, giving your youth away for the benefit of the United States of America, and for those who have made a career out of it and have served for many, many years. Our hats are off to you, and I want to thank you for your service. If you want to talk more about your VA benefit and its power, the powerful weapon you have to attack this marketplace that we're living in right now with real estate, give me a call, 408-472-0817, 408-472-0817. I'm going to leave you with this. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. You military guys and gals who have served the United States of America, you know what that's all about. You were strong and courageous just going down and putting your signature on that contract and giving away 2 years, 4 years, 8 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years of your life to the service of the United States of America. And again, we thank you. If you don't want to miss another podcast episode, check us out at Apple Podcasts. Just look for the Real Estate Connection on Apple Podcasts. You should find us with no problem. We'd be happy to have you join the family. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Get out and vote today. It's your patriotic duty. It's what all these people have laid their lives on the line to do, to preserve and protect our constitutional republic, representative form of government where everybody's the same under the law. We the people, by the people, of the people, and for the people. God bless you, and we'll see you next week on another episode of The Real Estate Connection. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
This has been The Real Estate Connection with Realtor and Certified Probate and Real Estate Specialist Stephen Theard. Licensed Cal BRE number 0170019. For more information on this program, visit realestateconnectionradio.com. To contact Stephen directly, call 408-472-0817 or email info@realestateconnectionradio.com. And be sure to tune in next week at this time for The Real Estate Connection.